Shawnee Mission students bring basketball action out of the gym and into your home. Up next, how they're making it happen. Plus, Marsh Elementary students dig into science with help from their Bayer animal health mentors. Crestview Elementary is designing a creative way to get dads more involved with their students. And the Shadow checks out how Trailwood Elementary is making the most of its lunchroom trash. It's all ahead on this episode of Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. Welcome to Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. I'm your host, Leanne Neal. High school basketball fans have a new way to enjoy the sport in Shawnee Mission. The district is airing live telecasts of some basketball matchups on its cable channel and website. What's more, these telecasts are powered by a group of high school broadcasters.
Tonight is the premier event, the maiden voyage of Shawnee Mission District Basketball. What's going on is we've basically taken a bunch of kids out of the district from the radio TV classes and put them together as a district production team.
It's pretty cool. Never got to run no live broadcasting before, so it's a great learning experience.
Following, ready, one, and one's up.
With help from the district's production team, the students get to experience many aspects of live television production.
The neat thing about it is we've got kids from all the high schools that are running different parts of this show tonight. We've got anchors, we've got camera operators, they're doing everything. I'm directing the show, but they're pretty much handling everything else. I'm really excited to see these kids to step up and really have a lot of fun with this.
This is kind of more like a job where, you actually have to go out and be professional and, do everything to the best of your abilities, and it's not a grade that's suffering, it's more like your status.
As things heated up between Shawnee Mission East and Shawnee Mission West on the court, the student broadcasters made sure everyone watching their telecast didn't miss any of the action.
It's so much fun to work with the kids because they have so much energy and everything's kind of new to them. So it's really a lot of fun to kind of teach them something and they go, oh wow, I've used a camera a little bit, but I didn't know it could do that. And it's great just to watch them learn.
At one point, Shawnee Mission Superintendent Gene Johnson even stopped by the telecast booth to provide a little color commentary.
So what do you think, Dr. Johnson?
Well, this is history, fellas. This is the first live broadcast ever in Shawnee Mission of a sporting event on our TV channel. So you guys are pioneers.
When the athletes took a halftime break, the student broadcasters remained hard at work getting special guest interviews. Then it was back to more on-the-court action.
I've worked on a lot of productions, and you can't train for this kind of stuff. You have to get out and do it. It's live production. These kids getting this type of experience, they could actually go out and work at trucks at Arrowhead. That's what we're doing. We're basically teaching them how to go out and do live broadcast.
I think it's a great opportunity, and it could lead to future job opportunities, this is a field I'm looking to take part in.
As the final seconds wound down and the buzzer sounded, the Lancers would win on their home court. With the game over, the teams left the court and the fans left the stands, but the production crew's work wasn't done. Now it was time for post-game interviews, not just from the athletes and coaches, but from the production team as well.
I can't hear anything anymore, but it was great.
It was nerve-wracking and fun. Pretty tired, my shoulder hurts, but I'm ready to do it again.
So I'm really excited to see these kids to step up and really have a lot of fun with this.
To see these student telecasters work, go to smsd.org and click on the SMTV button on the right. Look for the sports section. At Prairie Elementary, hard work is rewarded with a very special honor. And science explorers at Marsh Elementary are on the hunt. Find out more when Spotlight on Shawnee Mission returns.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Carter, and I read the book Where the Mountain Meets the Moon by Grace Lynn. This book is about a poor Chinese girl named Minli. Every night, her father tells her stories that her mother doesn't believe. One night, Minli's father tells her the story of the man in the moon. Millie sets off to find the man in the moon who could change people's fortunes. On the way, Millie meets a dragon, so they set off together. With many challenges, Millie and the dragon struggle to get to the never-ending mountain. Does Millie make it? Does her fortune change? I guess you have to read the book to find out. I rate this book 5 out of 5 stars for its adventure and fun. You should read it.
Welcome back to Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. When it comes to scientific discovery, sometimes you just have to get your hands dirty.
Cut this apart and see if there's anything in there.
That was the lesson for third graders at Marsh Elementary as they analyzed owl pellets.
The owl pellet experiment, very easy, but the kids love it. It's like a treasure hunt. So they get little pellets, they open them up, and then they try to find the bones so they can identify what the owl had just eaten for lunch or dinner.
Parent Linda De Silva helped bring this hands-on science enrichment curriculum to Marsh.
It started about 5 years ago. My second child was in 3rd grade, and he moved here to Marsh. It was a brand new school. We moved here from Broken Arrow, and I used to help in science enrichment over there. And we came here, they didn't have a science enrichment program, and I thought, okay, let's see what we can do.
Thanks to grant funding, 3rd through 6th graders participate in 2 hands-on experiments each year. Kindergarten through 2nd graders are introduced to the program with 1 experiment a year.
Oh my gosh, what do you see in there?
Helping these 3rd graders with their science enrichment are professionals from Bayer Animal Health.
I loved it. It was more interesting. When I first heard we were dissecting owl pellets, my stomach kind of turned, but it's one of those hands-on experiments that kids can learn about, and I think they learn easier with hands-on.
In addition to today's special visit, Bayer employees have been mentoring the 3rd graders throughout the school year.
We're introduced to our mentor pals at the Bayer Company, went over on a field trip, and they gave us a tour, and we met them, and then we email them once a week. And we not only tell them what we're doing at school, but we also ask them questions, either science related or social studies related, and then they respond to us and answer questions back. And they also ask us questions that we can research.
I have my students ask me questions that I have to actually look up. I had a student ask me the other day, why is the sky blue? My background is not science, so I had to look it up so I could give him a good answer. So it's a good learning experience, and to understand where the students are coming from and what we can offer to them to open up new avenues for them down the road.
With owl pellet dissection under their belts, De Silva says some of these young scientists are a bit apprehensive about the next exploration to come.
When I was talking to the kids now and telling them about their 4th grade frog dissection, I think they were all like, oh, we don't want to do that. But if you come back next year, you'll see. They will love it. They love every experiment that they do.
This is the first year for Marsh's mentoring partnership with Bayer. To learn more about business mentoring opportunities with district schools, contact Rachel Larson, the district's Volunteer and Community Partnership Coordinator. Students and staff at Prairie Elementary recently took a break from academics to celebrate something very special.
The Kansas State Board of Education presents the Governor's Achievement Award for 2010-2011 to Prairie Elementary School. Congratulations to all of you.
Prairie earned this honor by reaching the standard of excellence in areas of reading, math, and science. Students also had to score in the top 5% statewide on the 2011 state reading, math, and science assessments.
I think it is very difficult to get that many kids into that upper echelon, and in a district with lots of high-achieving schools, to actually be noticed as the top one or the only one must be super hard, and I know that we worked very hard for it.
During the special assembly, Shawnee Mission Superintendent Gene Johnson tried to help put the honor into perspective for the students.
Only 43 elementary schools in the entire state of Kansas are getting the Governor's Achievement Award. And there are over 800 elementary schools in the state of Kansas. So you can tell this is a huge achievement for the school.
Then, as you might expect from a school of high achievers, after a brief celebration, it was time to get back to learning.
With that, our assembly is over. It's just a quick one. So you guys get to be back to the classrooms. You get to start working on the Governor's Award for 2012.
So now that the students have been given their assignment, what's ahead for the leader of this award-winning school?
We're going to be working on a sign for the outside of the building, I can tell you that.
A well-deserved honor. Congratulations, Prairie. Crafting kites creates some special memories for students and their dads at Crestview Elementary. Plus, dancing with McAuliffe stars. We'll check out its first all-school dance-off. Look for a lot more kites in the sky around Crestview Elementary, thanks to one elementary school's evening aimed at getting dads involved.
Align the long edge of the pattern with the fold.
About 200 fathers and students gathered at Crestview for this special evening of art.
Tonight they're making a sled kite out of things that you can find around your household. We're making them actually out of plastic table covers that were donated thanks to Gwen Howard and her powers of finding things for free. And then Band-Aids and tape and other things like that, just stuff you can find around the house so that you can make something fun to do with your family.
This is Layton's 5th year to host Designs with Dads.
It's great fun, it's crazy, and I enjoy it.
So many artists showed up this time that the fun spilled out of the school's gymnasium into the kindergarten wing and down the 3rd and 4th grade hallways.
Squeeze, 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 squeeze.
After the challenge of building the kite was completed, it was out to the hallway to roll and roll and roll the kite string.
You got it? Okay, pull a little tighter. There you go. That way Daddy can really get with it.
It's a great opportunity to have dads and kids come together to make memories, to make school a friendly and familiar place for dads to be and to let them know that they're welcome here. We get a lot of mom time, and I think dad time is good for kids.
Well, I like it because I get to interact with all the other dads, and also, but it's more importantly, I get to interact with my daughter and build something. It's a good quality time.
There aren't fights in the schools, anything at all like that, and stuff like this really does help with that. It gets the parents so that they know each other better, and this helps the kids work together better in open scenarios. I wouldn't mind seeing more of them, honestly.
By the end of the evening, hundreds of kites were made for future fun.
I enjoy seeing all the smiles on the kids' faces and on the dads' faces, and hopefully they'll go out and fly a kite.
Students at McAuliffe had a chance to put their dance moves to the test with an all-school dance-off. Classes practiced and held preliminary competitions during gym and specials time. After weeks of friendly competition, the 4th and 5th grade classes were named as semifinalists. Now it was time for everyone to gather in the gym to watch the final dance-off. The dance-off is the brainchild of McAuliffe PE teacher Patrick Whitney.
Well, when we did the practice or the dance-off in the classrooms, I mean, the boys were just as into it as the girls. And typically what I find in PE is dance is more of a girl thing. And the boys thought it was cool because the songs were cool, the moves were cool, and since we did it as a class, everybody was just kind of participating. It wasn't like, ooh, you know, look at me, I'm by myself over here. I mean, they're all together, and they knew they needed to do it as a group. They were just talking about it all the time. I mean, that's all they would talk about. When are we going to find out who won or who was in the top 4? So there was a lot of talk going on around the school.
I enjoy it. It's so much more fun than just doing a boring old exercise. It's more energetic and enthusiastic.
With round 1 over, it was time to hear from the judges.
I think you became the Egyptian dancers, not just acted like you were dancing like an Egyptian. I think you were Egyptian.
Everybody's moving at the same time. I don't know if you rehearsed that, but it looked like you had been rehearsing. Also, Carter, you're a rock star in the front row there. Good job, Carter.
In the end, Ms. James' class won the first heat and a spot in the final dance-off. Up next, it was Rudolph versus Earhart. This time, the judges' decision was split, so the audience served as tiebreaker, voting Ms. Earhart's class into the final. Whitney says there's an educational element as well.
We do heart rate monitors or pulse, basically to find their heart rate, and we talk about it on a pretty daily basis. So what I'd do is have them put it on after they were dancing for a couple minutes to kind of show them the energy level. You get their heart rate over like 150, and it was pretty obvious to them and to me that they were very active. I mean, you could tell by looking, but I think those heart rate monitors are nice because you can't always tell by looking. Some kids are working harder than you think.
I think it really helps your stomach muscles and your thigh muscles and everything else a woman needs to exercise.
The final dance-off pitted Jennifer James' 5th graders against Jean Earhart's 4th graders grooving to the song, I Got the Power. This song upped the action, requiring plenty of concentration. For some, following the image on the big screen seemed to come easily. Others found it a bit more challenging to keep up with the quicker tempo. With competition complete, it was the judges' turn.
This is a major decision moment, and it is not an easy one, I'll tell you. I think you guys put out enough energy to power the plaza lights.
A 2-2 tie from the judges. That means the audience decides the winner.
We will start with Mrs. Earhart's class. Now we'll go with James' class.
Congratulations to Ms. James' 5th graders.
It was really awesome because I've never actually won a competition like this before, and it was really fun.
Bigger success than I thought. When we had the dance-off during the specials times, it was just kind of like, okay, let's try this, and it actually went a lot better than I ever imagined.
The assembly ended with recognition for every student who participated in a series of early morning walk, jog, run gatherings. Students worked to complete as many laps as they could. Special honors went to Charlie Martin for racking up nearly 45 miles in laps. Lunchtime at Trailwood Elementary now means a lot less trash. Up next, the Shadow finds out what they're doing to reduce what's going to the landfill.
Hi, my name is Hannah.
And my name is Haley.
The book we read is Anything But Typical by Nora Baskin. Jason Blake is a 12-year-old boy who has autism, who is a great creative writer but has always seemed to be embarrassed by his autism. However, he loves going on an online chat room called Storyboard.
He meets a girl there named Phoenix Bird who he hopes can be a friend, maybe even a girlfriend. When his parents sign him up to go to a storyboard convention, he is terrified he will have to meet her in person and she will see that he is autistic and not like him anymore.
Read this book to find out more.
We give this book 4 out of 5 stars
because it is told from Jason's point of view.
It made us realize what it might be like to live with a disability.
It's a great book,
so check it out.
Welcome back. Do you think about what you're throwing away? Students at Trailwood Elementary do, and it has transformed the way they look at lunch.
Well, after we eat lunch, we have a compost bin where you can put everything you didn't eat.
And why is that important?
So you don't make waste to the earth and so we don't use up landfills.
Well, we started in the fall, and it's been going really well since then. Everybody knows, like, the routine now, like, what you're supposed to put in which bins, and, like, it's really made a difference in, like, our way on how we think of recycling and probably just, like, what can be recycled and stuff.
Good job.
Head custodian Eric Timmerman helped implement the new process. He showed me how it helps reduce the amount of lunch waste going to the landfill.
Are there 3 choices?
Yeah, the first bucket up there is just where they dump their excess milk or extra water, whatever they have in their containers. Okay. Anything that's recyclable, your milk containers, plastic bottles, their plastic bags. We've got their Ziplocs. This is something that can't be recycled, these juice pouches. It can't be recycled with this stuff. This goes to a special place.
Oh,
so we have
it's
actually
recycled,
got
it's just has to go to a very specific
We've got a
area.
We've got a parent taking care of that. She sends it off.
Wow.
Now we're gonna dump all this tray stuff, and here's some different ways that you can do it. You dump your milk into here if you have any left, like that, and then you put your milk carton in the recyclables, and you find anything else that might be recyclable. Then you go over, and if you have any juice pouches or Capri Sun, you dump them into your little blue bucket. And you get your dirty trash, which would be stuff like your butter, or your sour cream, or anything like that. And then finally, you would take all your food and you would just dump it into your composting thing.
If there was a school out there, maybe some students and their school was just starting, what would you say to them?
Well, it's kind of a process getting to start, because it's a change. You're going through changes, like, what? I thought we just threw it in one big bin. I think this is recyclable. Oh, no. Yeah, it is, okay. And so really, I would just say go along with it. Just try your hardest, and like, if you're like, you don't know what to do, just ask somebody for help.
We started with the older group because we figured if we could get them to kind of set the example for the younger kids and try to get the whole process going. And then we just worked our way down, it wasn't really week by week, it was kind of day by day. And just made sure that we got each grade level at their appropriate time. It seemed like when we were with the younger groups, we got an easier lunch that they could understand everything that was going on. But throughout time, they've done a real good job. That'll go in recycling.
What's the benefit of this? Why are you doing this?
Trailwood is cutting back on a lot of their trash, because I remember the custodians taking out at least, I don't even know, a lot of bags, and it's really cutting back on our trash, and I feel like we're helping a lot of different types of things.
And do you find yourself at home thinking about these things when you're throwing your trash away or helping your mom and dad?
Yes, I always seem to find a way I look at what I have and before I throw it away and see if I can recycle it or if I can throw it away, because our recycling is not as thorough as Trailwood's recycling.
We used to think that we couldn't recycle anything, but now I've just been coming home saying, oh yeah, that can be recycled.
Very good. So have you noticed a small change in your family too?
Oh yeah.
I've got cheese-covered broccoli and some crust of banana bread.
Can that be composted?
Yeah.
You have some interesting and good tips that people at home might really be able to learn from. Tell us about some of those.
As far as your recycling, if you order a pizza from Pizza Hut or Papa John's, the recycling people don't want food contaminants in the recycling. So when you're ordering your pizza, you need to tell them that you're working with recycling, and they will put a piece of paper or something underneath your pizza so it doesn't leave that grease ring. I think about what I can recycle now. I think about what can be composted. I try to think about what my kids are throwing away and what they could throw into compost or recycling. Good job, guys.
Thanks to Eric Timmerman and the students at Trailwood for showing us how they're working to reduce what they throw away. That's all the time we have for this episode of Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. Join us again as we continue to feature the programs and people of Shawnee Mission who are helping guide students to success. Thank you for watching.